Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, on Thursday visited Uvalde, Texas, where she donated food at a community center hosting a blood drive and laid flowers at a memorial for the victims of the elementary school shooting that killed 21 people, including 19 children. BuzzFeed News spoke with volunteers at the Herbie Ham Activity Center who accepted the Duchess's donations. Photographers captured images of Meghan at the memorial site. According to blood drive volunteers, Meghan, wearing a baseball cap and a black mask, quietly dropped by the community center's kitchen to drop off 2 large crates filled with sandwiches, beverages, and desserts for blood donors. I had no idea who she was. She just was carrying on a conversation like her and I knew each other for years, volunteer Gloria Contreras, 40, told BuzzFeed News. We were just talking about, the situation and what happened, what we were doing here. I told her about us giving out water to the people and feeding them. I even talked about my personal life, telling her about my son and my family and, coming to Texas because she told me she was from Santa Barbara and I said, well, you need to come to Texas, Contreras said. We were talking about Texas and Uvalde and how it is to be in a small town and how everybody is so kind and warm-hearted and we know each other and stuff and how the faith is deep-rooted. A Sussex representative confirmed to BuzzFeed News that the Duchess traveled to Uvalde in a personal capacity as a mother in order to offer her condolences and support in person to a community experiencing unimaginable grief. She was just really sweet, another volunteer, Georgian Burnell, 46, told BuzzFeed News. She just kind of walked in with her security crew and started putting ice waters in the bucket with us and laying out chips for the people who were needing snacks before and after donating. It's funny, we didn't even know it was her until after she left and now we're so sad. I mean, to be honest, we thought she was our neighbor. As of May 26, 2022, at 3:41 p.m. we have a correction. Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, donated 2 crates filled with food, beverages, and desserts. A previous version of this post misstated the donation. Hateful people like Piers Morgan and Angela Levin has been spreading lies against Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, once again. These hateful people are so predictable, so I have posted a copy of the original article written on BuzzFeed News by Katia Goba and Ellie Hall. Katia Goba was present at the Uvalde, Texas when Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex visited on May 26, 2022, so Katia Goba was able to interview the people that Meghan actually interacted with. Ellie Hall has posted onto her Twitter account her defense of their article, which debunks the lies being spread by hateful people like Angela Levin, who, during the period of mourning for the British royal family after Prince Philip's death, Angela Levin just kept making up lies on a daily basis against Meghan, and claimed that some unknown source told her such and such. Well, sane people could see what Angela was doing, and we call her actions and her bullshit. Some of you will even recall that Angela Levin was one of the people that was saying things about Queen Lilibet Diana Mountbatten Windsor being born on a specific date. Then the Duke and Duchess of Sussex released their announcement that Lilibet Diana was already born on June 4, 2021, thus proving once again that Angela Levin just spends all her hours thinking of ridiculous stories that she can sell to the UK press because she makes it her mission to attack Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, to compensate for her own lack in Angela Levin's own life. As for Piers Morgan, his new show has been struggling, and it won't be long before it is completely dead, so Piers is doing anything and everything to get people and Meghan to pay attention to him. These two are on the top list of hateful people because of their miseries and unsatisfied individual life. Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, told the director of a community center in Uvalde, Texas, that she held her children Archie and Lilibet a little bit tighter when she learned about the elementary school shooting that killed 21 people, including 19 children. On Thursday, Meghan quietly visited the Birmingham Activity Center, which hosted an emergency blood drive to help victims of the shooting. Director Sue Rankin told BuzzFeed News that late in the morning on Thursday, a member of the Duchess's security team walked into her office and told her that Meghan was in Uvalde. She wanted to come by and just see everything that was going on with the blood drive and to help. Her whole thing was she wanted to help, Rankin said. She was going to be incognito. He told me that she was going to be wearing a t-shirt and ripped blue jeans and a hat and a mask and no one was going to. He didn't want anyone to know who she was because she did not want the press attention. Rankin said she was told Meghan was on her way to a nearby H-E-B grocery store to pick up food platters for the center's volunteers and people who were giving blood. She went and picked up trays and trays of sandwiches and snacks and everything for the people who were coming in and giving blood. It was for our workers. It was for myself, Rankin said. It was for anybody that wanted to, have lunch. When Meghan arrived, she said, the Duchess's security team did a sweep and then asked the director to meet her outside the center. I did, and we visited for a few minutes. She did have her mask on. She kept it on the whole time. There were no cameras whatsoever. Rankin brought Meghan from the back door into the kitchen, where she was introduced as a volunteer. There was no look. It's Meghan Markle, nothing. And she introduced herself as Meghan, Rankin said. She said, my name is Meghan, and didn't go into any more detail, Rankin added. She started passing out sandwiches to the people who were donating blood, and she was delightful. I didn't even tell my poor husband, she said. So when she came here, he walked in and he met her and she said, oh, you must be Jimmy. A number of volunteers at the center told BuzzFeed News on Thursday that they had conversations with Meghan and didn't know who she was until after she departed. Rankin confirmed this, saying that after the news spread that Meghan was in Uvalde, she was approached by several people at the center who chided her for not revealing Meghan's identity while she was there. One of the nurses came over to me and said, I cannot believe you did not tell us Meghan Markle was here. We were standing right next to her, Rankin said. And the head of the volunteer crew said, I stood there and talked to her for 10 minutes. I had no idea, and I said, that's what they wanted. They didn't want you to know that she was here. Rankin said that she spoke with Meghan for about 20 minutes about the tragedy, the blood drive, the work that the center does, and the Sussex family's life in the United States. I asked her, so, how's your husband doing? Rankin said. She said, he's doing very well, and then she whispered to me, don't believe what you read. Rankin also told Meghan about the community center's Quilts of Grace program and how they give quilts to kids who have been removed from their homes because of abuse and neglect. And tears came in her eyes, she said. And tears came in her eyes when she was talking about the tragedy that happened here, and the families, and the children, she said. Rankin also shot down internet speculation that Meghan visited the center with an accompanying camera crew or personal photographer. It was not a photo op, she said. I reiterate, Meghan did not bring any cameras with her. She didn't bring any reporters. In fact, she said, Meghan had expressed a desire to stay at the center for more time. But she and her security team left when Texas gubernatorial candidate Beto O'Rourke arrived with a crew of news reporters in tow. As a matter of fact, as soon as his team arrived for him to get the notoriety of giving blood, when Beto's crew arrived, they left. And I didn't know that they had left. Rankin said she got a call from Meghan's security team apologizing for the quick exit, as they didn't want the Duchess to be recognized by the members of the press arriving with O'Rourke. She said Meghan told her that she had made several other quiet stops at various locations around Uvalde. There were other places in town that knew she was coming because she did the same thing, she said. She went into other places around town incognito. No one knew she was here. Rankin said that, because of the promise she'd made to keep the visit secret, she only agreed to talk with BuzzFeed News after her contact from Meghan's team told her it was okay, as news of the Duchess's Uvalde visit had been made public. In response to a request for comment from BuzzFeed News, a spokesperson for the Duchess confirmed that Meghan had made multiple stops in Uvalde but declined to provide details of the other locations that were visited. The Sussex spokesperson emphasized that the Duchess had traveled in her personal capacity as a mother, without any press or media coordination. "It's about the kids. It's about the families, and I don't care if anyone knows that I'm here," she told me that herself personally. Rankin said. The haters of Meghan keep using this photo to say that Meghan was there with her camera crew, and that Meghan in this instant is looking over the photographer, but Q11 on their video shows that while this photographer was taking a picture of what was written on some condolence card, Meghan was trying carefully to walk behind this lady photographer without knocking her over. Watch the small video clip from Q11 on the next screen slide. It is so clear that Meghan was trying to be careful not to disturb the lady photographer as Meghan walks behind that lady photographer. Meghan was walking around lots. Yes, there were lots of photographers there because this news story is being discussed in the news daily in North America ever since the shooting. Furthermore, Texas gubernatorial candidate Beto O'Rourke arrived with a crew of news reporters in tow, according to the article written by Katie Agoba and Ellie Hall in their article entitled "Meghan Markle Said She Held Her Children a Little Bit Tighter After Learning About the Uvalde School Shooting." Texas Governor Greg Abbott announced Friday that an anonymous donor will cover all funeral costs following the mass shooting in Uvalde, Texas. On Tuesday, an 18-year-old opened fire at Robb Elementary School, killing 21 people, 19 of whom were children. The Uvalde shooting was one of the deadliest school shootings in U.S. history. Abbott said an anonymous individual donated $175,000 to ensure that families could pay funeral costs. "We appreciate that anonymous donor for his generosity," Abbott said during a press conference, "and we will ensure that those resources get into the right hands to make sure that no family who is suffering from incalculable heartbreak at this time will have to worry about a single cost with regard to anything concerning this travesty." Many of the family members of victims of the tragedy have turned to crowdfunding for resources such as therapy and medical expenses. GoFundMe recently compiled a list of verified fundraisers for Uvalde victims, which includes families of those who were killed. A GoFundMe fundraiser for Irma Garcia, a fourth-grade teacher who shielded her students during the attack, and her husband Joe Garcia, who died 2 days later from a heart attack, raised over $2.4 million.